Now let's learn about choice architecture. Okay, so what is choice architecture? It refers to the intentional design of how choices are presented so as to influence decision making. So let's see how the choices are presented so as to influence the decision making. Okay, so for example, the salad bar placement at the beginning of buffets. So that is a very familiar thing to everyone, right? There will be a salad bar placement in the beginning of any sort of buffets. And to encourage people to put fruits and vegetables on their plate. So whenever we see a salad bar, we might take some fruits and vegetables in our plate, right? And what about supermarkets? That places more profitable product at the eye level of the shelves. So you might have noticed that the supermarkets or any other marketing places, they are focusing on the people. So, for example, the children's products, it will be placed at a medium level of height so that they can reach it easily. And for the elderly people, for the youngsters, so they know how we are going to pick things. So they will be arranging the products just like that. Okay. So the choice architecture aim to simplify the decision making process. For example, restaurants present information about food options in a particular format, right? To encourage individual to make a particular choice, often bundling items together. So these are the tricks used by the firms to improve their business. So they know that what kind of products will be ordered or will be purchased by a certain group of people. So they know how to arrange that in a particular order so that we'll be purchasing that. Okay. And another example is that the Tesco replaced confectionery usually found in the checkout tape. Okay. With an healthier option. So as to encourage people to make better food choices. So this can be helpful in many ways. So now let's see what are the types. Okay, the type of choice architecture. So the first thing is default choice. What is default choice? That is a choice which is already selected automatically. People usually keep it. For example, organ donation set as a default on driving licenses like that. Okay. And what is restricted choice? Choices are limited to encourage better decisions. For example, cafeterias replace sugary drinks with the water. So that is possible, right? If we don't have any other option, we'll be going for it. And then mandate choice. People must make a required decision. For example, car owners must buy a car insurance. So some choice we are making it for our own will, right? We like it, so we did that like that. And the other one is restricted choice. What is restricted choice? We don't have any other option. You have to pick from the given items. That is restricted choice. You only have an option to pick whatever is available. And then mandated choice, which means you are supposed to do that. Otherwise, you can use it like that. Okay. So now let's see how we are going to evaluate it. An evaluation of choice architecture. How will you evaluate your choice architecture? So when evaluating choice architecture, it is useful to consider the advantages and disadvantages. So we have to consider the advantages and the disadvantages of the choice architecture, right? So let's see them. So let's check the advantages first. What are the advantages? First thing, it influences behavior. Okay. So it nudges people towards better choices, right? So whenever there is a mandate choice architecture or restricted choice architecture, it will encourage people to do something good, right? Toward better choices. Then it simplifies decision making. How it is simplifying decision making? It makes complex choices easier to understand, right? It makes complex choices easier to understand. Then improved outcomes. What are the improved outcome? It can encourage healthier or better decisions, right? And also it enhances decision quality. How it will increase it? By reducing mistakes and improving choices. So these are the advantages of choice architecture. And will there be any disadvantages? Yes, of course. So now let's see the disadvantages. First thing is manipulation. So you might have very well known about what do you mean by manipulation, right? So it may influences choice without clear consent. So when it is restricted or mandated, we don't have any other choice, right? We only have to, or we only can do that. So that is manipulating, right? Many influence may influence our choices without any clear consent. And then there is some ethical concerns. What are the ethical concerns? People may not realize that they are being influenced. Sometimes we won't be even able to recognize that we are being influenced. And there will be definitely a potential for biases. So business may design choice to increase profit. So for example, if any of the firms are working on a more profitable biases, they might misuse our choice architecture, right? So they will misuse the concept and in order to gain some profit. So that is potential for bias. And definitely some unintended consequences. Sometimes somebody will be doing something without realizing that this might cause some other problems, right? That is unintended consequences. And what are the unintended consequences? Changes may create unexpected results. Okay. So for example, if supermarkets are arranging kids' toys in the bottom level of the shelf or something like that, which will be very easy for the child to get it from there, right? So that might increase the financial burden of some families, which they are facing some sort of issue for even affording their basic necessities. So it can have some sort of unintended consequences as well. Okay. So this is how we have to approach choice architecture. Okay.